This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening. Today we are discussing about exceptions. What is an exception? Exception is nothing but error. In SQL we have errors. Similarly, in PLSQL also we have errors. You can display user-friendly error message under PLSQL. So an error which is handled is called as exception. So generally errors are not handled, but in PLSQL we can handle errors by using exceptions. So what kind of errors they are? Exception is nothing but PLSQL runtime error. At execution time, if you get any error, then execution will be stopped and it will display system defined error message. Instead of stopping execution, I want to continue with exception block. In the exception block, I will define the error. I will handle the error. In case if this is the error, do this work. Don't stop execution. Again, I'm repeating. Whenever you are executing PLSQL program or procedure, sometimes we will get runtime errors. If you get runtime error, generally program execution will be stopped. Instead of stopping the execution, I want to continue with the different execution. How it is? You can do that by using exception block. I will explain. Before that, let me show you this procedure. Let me execute this procedure here. So what is this procedure? I am giving salary. Based on the salary, I want to display employee name. You are giving salary. See here, create or replace procedure, salary you are giving. So the salary is getting by someone. Display that person name who is getting the given salary. Again, I'm repeating, display employee name who is getting given salary. That is the target of the procedure. Procedure created. Execute. Procedure e-name. I am giving the salary 5,000. So who is getting 5,000? King. Okay. Let me give 3,000. Is it giving error message or not? What is the error message? Exact fetch returns more than requested number of rows. Again, exact fetch returns more than requested number of rows. I don't understand this message. Instead of this message, I want to display user-friendly error message. This is given by Oracle Engine itself. But I don't want to see this message. If you don't want to see this, first you need to handle this. How to handle? By using exception name. There is a name to handle this. What is the name? Too many rows. Too many rows. If too many rows, then do my work. Don't display this message. Okay. So next, let me execute one more. suppose if I am giving 2000, again you have error message. The message is no data found. What is no data found? Two types of situations we can understand. No data found means we can understand it in two ways. First one, no data at all in the table. First one. Second one, no matched data in the table. No data in the table, first point. Second chance of understanding is no matched data according to my requirement, which is correct. So instead of this message, I want to print my own message. No employee getting 2000 salary. What is my message? Instead of this, I want to print no employee getting 2000 salary. In this case, multiple employees getting 3000 salary. So at the place of system defined error message, if you want to do another work, then you need to handle the error. How to handle error? By using exceptions. So what is an exception? Exception is a PLSQL runtime error, and you can handle it by programmer. You means programmer. Why we are handling it? To display user-friendly error message instead of system-defined error message. And remember, what is Oracle error format? Oracle error format. What is the format? So the following is the format. Oracle error format is always like ORA minus some number. ORA minus some number colon. Here you have some message, error message. So error numbers saved under SQL code. There is a predefined keyword SQL code, and SQL code and error message is saved under SQL ERRM. SQL ERRM. So it contains error code, it contains error message. Okay. Now, generally PLSQL runtime errors, where they will raised, where they will be generated. Generally errors are raised under begin block. And to handle the error, we can define exceptions under exception block. How can I define exception block? So in the exception block, we can define like this. When exception handler means it is a name to handle raised error. What is exception handler? Exception handler means it is a name to handle raised error. Remember, it is a name to handle raised error. When this is the situation, then do this. Don't stop the execution. Now, exceptions are two types: system-defined exceptions and user-defined exceptions. System-defined exceptions and user-defined exceptions. See, system-defined means based on your query, automatically error is raised. Immediately control is looking into exception block. If there is no exception block, or if the error not handled in the exception block, then by default system will display its own error message. In case if error handled, then instead of system error message, It Oracle company estimates some errors. They assumed some types of errors will occur. Based on the assumptions, they defined some names. Okay, those names are called as predefined exceptions or named exceptions or system defined exceptions. System defined exception is raised by Oracle engine itself according to error situation. What are those named exceptions? These are the names. Too many rows. So this is raised if your select query selecting data from multiple records. By using program or procedure, at a time we will display one record. Here, in case if your select query in the procedure selecting data from multiple records, then which is raised too many rows. If select query not selecting any data from any record, then no data found will be raised. By mistake, if a value divided by 0 in the begin block, if a value divided by 0, then this exception is raised. In case already some cursor opened, if you try to open it again, then cursor already open exception will be raised. What is cursor? You will understand tomorrow. Value error. See, declared variable character, incoming value date, declared variable character, incoming value date. So date type value not saved into incompatible variable. In that case, if the data type mismatched between variable and value, then value error is raised. In the last session we discussed, in the case structure, there is no matched value for the case selector, and also there is no else part default section. Then case not found exception will be raised. So these are the sample, some of the exception handlers given by Oracle company. So these names are called as system defined exceptions or predefined exceptions or named exceptions. See, what is this procedure? I want to create a procedure to display employee name who is getting given salary. Here I am typing, write a procedure to display employee name with given salary. I am giving salary. If anybody getting the salary, display his name. Suppose if no employee with that salary or multiple employees with the same salary, then display user defined error. Display user defined error. This is my program. See, you are giving salary. Based on this, you are displaying name job. Of course, I am including job also, no problem. Name job. Select name job based on given salary and display the details. Name of employee so and so, job of employee so and so. End of the procedure. In case there is no employee with this salary, then no data found is raised. No data found is raised under begin block. Immediately execution control looking for exception block. And it is looking for no data found is defined or not. Here it was defined. When no data found, then no employee getting the salary, so and so. In case multiple employees, 3000 is there, multiple employees having same salary, then too many rows is raised under begin block. Execution control switch into exception block, and in the exception block it is looking for too many rows. Definition. This is the definition of too many rows. Then it will display this message, multiple employees getting same salary. So selecting data from multiple records is not yet possible without using cursors. So instead of exact fetch returns more than requested number of rows, and also instead of no data found, I am displaying my own error messages like in the following procedure. Procedure created. Execute procedure exception. What it is expecting? Suppose salary 5000. Name of employee King. Job of employee President. In case 3000. Multiple employees getting same salary. So selecting data from multiple records is not yet possible. So select query selecting data from multiple records. This is the system defined error message. Instead of this message, you are printing this message. See the difference between the above and this. Next, suppose 2000 salary. Nobody getting 2000 salary. What is the system defined error? No data found. No, I don't want to see that error. I want to see this type of friendly error. No employee getting the salary 2000. I hope you understand the difference between system defined error and user defined error. If the customer has multiple accounts, or if he has no account, or if there is no customer ID, the given customer ID not available. In these three cases, display user defined error message. Corresponding user defined error message. Again I am repeating, what is the input? Customer ID. What is the output? Account details. What are the possible errors in case customer ID not available, or customer has no account, or customer has multiple accounts? Then display user defined error messages. Procedure, so and so procedure, and taking customer ID and I am selecting account information. Account information is available under this table. So I want to store complete record under this variable. So table type record variable, table type record variable, begin. Select the data and save into variable. Fine. In case if there is only one customer, then display the details, customer information, account information for customer ID, account information for customer ID, so and so customer ID, underline. So account number, account type. So here I'm using customer, no need. Account number, and after that account type. Next, account open date, account balance. That's all. Display completed. Next, exception. In case customer ID not available, means no data found. Then you can display this message: customer has no account, or customer ID is not available. Customer ID does not exist. Next, in case if the query selecting multiple record data, then display customer has multiple accounts. At what time it will take data from multiple records? In case in case if the customer is having multiple accounts, then data selected from multiple records. Let me execute this. Procedure created. Execute procedure, customer, account details, specify customer ID 11110. Customer ID, account number, type, open date, balance. Next, one more time. 11111. So it is a different account number, different account type, and different balance also. Suppose 11112. So the customer has multiple accounts. I am unable to display. Use explicit cursor. Use explicit cursor. Next one is in case 11120, there is no ID like this. Customer has no account, or customer ID does not exist. Understand how to display user defined error messages? The user defined error messages are most end user friendly. The end user can easily understand what is his mistake whenever he is requesting data. If he did any mistakes, he can easily understand. The next type of exceptions are user defined exceptions. What is user defined exception? See, what is a system defined exception actually? The names provided by Oracle company to handle some errors. Those are called as system defined exceptions. But some type of errors are there. To handle that errors, Oracle is not provided any name. For some type of errors, Oracle not provided any name to handle the error. But I want to handle it. If you want to handle that, you need a name. But name is not given by Oracle company. Then you can define your own name to handle that error. That names are called as user defined exceptions. Again, I am repeating, you have a program. There is a runtime error. To handle that error, you need a name. But the name not given by Oracle company to handle that error. But you need a name. So, if you want to handle the error, you can define your own exception type name. So that exceptions are called as user defined exceptions. Here again and again I used the word you. You means programmer. So user defined exceptions can be managed by programmer. And programmer can define an exception name, and that exception should be raised under begin block, and same exception should be defined under exception block. Again, user defined exceptions are managed by programmer. Hold on. These exceptions are managed by programmer. First case, or developer, anything is right. Programmer can define an exception type variable name to handle error. So programmer has to raise the exception from begin block. From begin block. And that exception should be defined under exception block. Exception should be defined at exception block or in exception block. So here the exception variable is acts as a exception handler under exception block. Hold on. So what is the first step? Programmer is managing the exception. First one, he should define exception, means declare exception type variable. We need a name. We are expecting error. To handle that error, we don't have any name from Oracle company. In that case, we can define our own name like this variable name. What type of variable? Exception type variable. So this is exception type variable means it is able to handle one error. So programmer can raise the exception under begin block by using the keyword raise. You can raise exception by using raise keyword or raise application error also. See, like this, raise exception variable, exception type variable, then execution control coming into exception block. In the exception block, you need to define the exception. When this is the exception, then do this. Okay, come to here. I want to write a procedure. We are writing a procedure to display commission of employee from given employee ID. I am giving employee ID. If the employee has any commission, display it. In case commission is null, don't display null value. In case commission is null, don't display null value. Why? Because we are unable to see null value. So display, instead of displaying null value, you can display any user-friendly error message. Create or replace procedure, procedure name, and it is taking employee ID. And based on employee ID, I am selecting commission. Commission is saved under variable. In case commission value is null, I want to handle that situation with exception. To handle a null value, we don't have any name from Oracle company. So we can define our own name, that is commission underscore miss. What type of variable? Exception type variable. So this name is useful to handle one error. Begin. Select your commission. If commission is null, then raise the exception. If exception is raised, execution control coming into exception block. And here are the different scenarios. If no data found, then display this message. If too many rows, then display this message. If commission underscore miss, if means when. In case commission underscore miss, then you can display this message. Employee commission is null. In case commission is 100 rupees. What is the value? 100. So 100 is null. Condition false. If condition is false, execute this part. Commission of so and so employee number is, this is the commission. So for some scenarios, we don't have any names. For some error scenarios, we don't have any names. In that case, we will use user-defined exceptions. Procedure created, execute, procedure, employee, commission. 7654. This is my employee ID. Commission of 7654 is 1400. 7788. Okay, suppose this is the number. No employee ID with 7778. Suppose 7788. Then employee commission is null. Instead of displaying null value, it is printing a message so that you can easily understand. So generally, this type of handling is useful for commissions. Is there any bonus I am getting or not? Or if there is a product, is there any warranty for the product or not? So for all these things we will use user defined exceptions. Okay, now we have under user defined exceptions, we have two system defined functions are there: pragma exception init and raise application error. Pragma exception init and raise application error. First, let me discuss about pragma exception init. What is pragma? It is a system defined method, or it is a system defined program. It is taking two arguments. One is error name, another is error number. One is error name and other one is error number. Error name defined by user means it comes under user defined exceptions. And error number you are taking from Oracle defined errors. So I can handle Oracle defined error number with user defined exception name. We can handle Oracle defined error number with user defined exception name. What is the use of this by handling like this? You can display user friendly error message. Simple. Oracle is giving some names for some errors, but for some other errors Oracle is not giving any name. But for each error Oracle is providing error code. For all errors, each error is having error code. If you want to define any name for error code, then use pragma exception in it. We can define a name for, say, we can define a name for Oracle defined error code. Error code. With that name, we can handle the error. Say, let us see. Let me check our tables. Constraints on the table. How can I see? I want to see constraints from product table. Select constraint name from user underscore constraints, where table name is equal to product details. There is a foreign key. Let me drop that. How to delete? Alter table product details, drop constraint, FK company code. FK company code. Here, let me add constraint again. There is a reason. That's why I'm doing like this. I am adding FK without on delete cascade. So add constraint FK company code. Okay, CMP code, foreign key, defined on company code, references from which table? Company details. From which column? Company code. Table altered. Just you deleted old constraint and you applied new constraint without on delete cascade. Why? There is a reason. See, select star from company details. These are the companies, 4 companies. Similarly, select star from product details. These are the products. 4 companies, and from each company you have products. From IBM, these are the products. From Wipro, these are products. And next 3 products from Dell, last 4 products from Samsung. So, if you try to delete any parent record, delete from company table where company name equal to Samsung. This is one parent record. Parent record cannot be deleted if it has childs. What is the error it is printing? Integrity constraint violated. Child record found. Integrity constraint violated. Child record found. So I didn't understand what it is. It's not user friendly. I want to handle this error and I want to display my own error message like don't delete parent because it has products, or we have products from that company. Don't delete this company because we have products from that company. How can I handle? See, what is the action of you? You are deleting parent and it is giving error, right? If it is giving error and if you want to handle that error, you need a name. Is there any name given by Oracle company? No. You want to define your own name. So is it any specific column value? No. It is entire record. So if the record is deleting, are you able to write any condition? No. Like if V commission is null, like that, can you write any condition on the record? No. So based on this error, I will take the error number. For this error number, I can define a name. Just we are associating a name. With that name, we can handle this error. What is the error code? Minus 02292 or simply minus 2292. Come to here. Write a procedure to display user-defined error message if the user try to delete a parent record which has dependent child records. So this is the procedure, deleting company, and you are giving company name, and that company I want to delete. So before that, I want to define a name as exception. Why? Because in case parent has childs, it will raise some error. To handle that error, we don't have any name, but that error is having a code. To that code, I want to associate a name. How can I associate? By using pragma. So defining or declaring exception type variable, and you are associating that name with this error code by using pragma. So if this code is raised, immediately this name is raised. If it is raised, execution control goes to exception block. Delete from company table where company name is equal to given company name. If the company has parent, company has childs, it will raise this error number and that number associated with name. Ultimately, this name will be raised. Then exception block, the name was defined. It will display don't delete company since we have products from that company. Show errors. Procedure parent delete. Here, procedure company delete. Okay. Created. Execute procedure company delete. I want to delete Dell company, but from the Dell company we have products. So it will not display this error like this one. Instead of that, it is printing user defined error by handling that error. How did you handle that? By using error code, we are defining error name. By using that name, you are displaying some error message. Okay. Now, this is about pragma exception in it. What is the use? We can define a name for any Oracle error code. With that name, you can handle any error. Now, raise application error. What is raise application error? Already just now we touched 2 points. User defined exceptions are raised by raise keyword in the begin block, or you can also raise that user defined error by using raise application error. There is a small difference between raise and raise application error. If you use raise, the control switch into exception block. If you use raise application error, there is no exception block. Directly your error message will be displayed from begin. Directly your error message was displayed from begin block only. See, it is also taking 2 parameters, error code, error name. Error code, error name. Pragma also same, error name, error code. In the Pragma, error code is from Oracle, error name is from programmer. But in raise application error, error code from programmer, error name also from programmer. Both will be defined by programmer. And generally, error codes we will consider in this range. Error codes are considered from this range, minus 20,000 to minus 20,999. Don't consider other error messages, error numbers. And see, what is the use of raise application error? It is a system defined function to associate user defined error number For the user defined error code, or simply we can say we can display any user friendly error message. We can display user defined error message in Oracle error format. See, this is normal format. What is Oracle error format? Oracle error format should be like this. You should display error code and error message. Here, I am taking one real-time example. I want to write a procedure. It will do the deposit operation into given account number with the given amount. Again, I am writing a procedure to perform deposit operation. The procedure takes account number and amount. The amount should be deposited into given account number. If the amount is below 100, don't accept. If the amount is above 49,900, don't accept. Don't accept and display a warning message. Cancel the transaction. So procedure deposit, giving account number and amount. Before deposit and after deposit, I want to access balance. So I am declaring a variable to hold balance. Before deposit, I am selecting balance from the given account number. So display it as old balance. And then if the given amount less than 100 or given amount 49,900 more than 49,900, then raise application error and display like this. Please enter valid amount minimum 100 and maximum 49,900. Roll back the action. Else, suppose if the condition is not true, means condition is false, means your amount is right, then update your account balance by adding amount to your old balance and commit the action. Display like this: deposited so and so amount successfully. And again, after this end if logic completed, and again I want to select the data from account balance column, so I want to display it as a new balance. Finally, transaction completed successfully. End of the deposit. Let me create it. Procedure created. Execute procedure deposit. It is taking account number and amount. 1111. No. Account number. Sorry. 200 3520 1482, comma, amount I am depositing is 5,000. 5,000 is valid amount, so it will do it. But here it is saying no data found, means account number is not available. 1470. What is old balance? 49,000. How much you are depositing? 5,000. What is the new balance? 54,000. Next, I want to deposit 50 rupees into same account. what it is saying, please enter valid amount. The amount should be minimum 100, maximum 49,900. Next one. See, this message is given by you. It is not given by system. It is given by you. And that your message is also printed as Oracle error message, error code and error message. If you are depositing 50,000, then also it will display same error. Why? Because it is exceeding upper limit. If it is below lower limit or exceeding upper limit, then definitely it will display error message. Hope you understand how to use Pragma and how to use raise application error. And what is a predefined exception and user defined exception. So this is about exceptions. In the next session, we will discuss about cursors. Go through with the video, don't miss it.